Hey, well, congratulations on the premiere of Sorrows Nightlies.
Thank you.
My first question is, what was it like seeing yourselves up there on the big screen?
Well, I mean, it was good. You know, I felt like the story came out pretty good. The response was pretty well. I think that was the main thing, is looking at the audience and how everyone was going to respond to it. And so that kind of makes you feel like, okay, maybe I did a good job. That's how I felt, honestly.
Kind of the same, you know, there's always room for improvement, and it's always self-criticizing, like, oh my god, I don't want to see that scene because I remember exactly what happened, and like how I, you know, how
you felt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the good side of it is that it reminded me a lot of all those moments, like before, after, behind the scenes, and really on that set especially, we really got connected and close.
The memories that we made, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what was it like being in the audience and hearing their reactions? What did you think of those reactions?
It sounded like a comedy, right?
I think he was drunk though. There was a guy next to us and he kept laughing. It's like, I don't think that was funny. But it was supposed to be funny. But he's like, sorry, I'm drunk. I was like, oh, okay. But then I was looking around at some of the people. They were really into it. It really held their attention. I was like, okay, this is good. You know, people are liking it. They're captivated. They're engaged. They're liking the story. So it was a good reaction.
And even myself, there are scenes that I couldn't see, and God knows, like, I really love horror movies, but it was like really like, oh my god, I can't see that. I can't watch it.
So you touched a little bit on the fact that it was really hard to get this film on the big screen. So can you all talk a little bit about that journey, and just, I know you said some people tried to shut you down, and you know, so it was really a struggle.
Well, you know, there's always going to be haters, but you can't let the haters get to you. No, yeah, we had some difficulties, and kind of, it's an independent film, you know, and it's we're in Houston, guys. That's what happens when you're in Houston. there's some difficulties trying to maintain, you know, schedules, especially when you're filming in Houston. It's not really a film town, so we did. That was the biggest thing, and trying to maintain that order. But we kept going, and people came through on a clutch. Sometimes they were always. We kept going. People were. They helped us out a lot, you know. Yeah, even though we faced difficulties, somehow they resolved themselves.
And so what I thought was interesting that you talked a little bit about in the Q&A as well is, you know, Millie Lodedo, the director, she is a young Hispanic female. You're a young Hispanic female. You're from France, and you're, you know, so
we're all minorities here.
Right, and so you've got all these strong women in one film. So what was that like being on that kind of set?
I think that's what held us together. You know, it really kind of, the fact that we're women, one, that's a minority in itself, and we're from diverse backgrounds, ethnic backgrounds, all of us, and and we all have dreams. You know, that's hard in itself to do something like that, because it seems like society kind of wants to put you in a bubble and say, oh, you can only do certain roles, or you can only do certain movies, or you can only do certain careers. In itself, with Millie, I think that I feel like that kind of bonded us and kind of held us together to keep moving forward with the film.
And it made us like closer. I think, like, we had moments, like all of us had moments, you know, like really insecurity, fears, or tiredness, and we helped each other a lot. Like, I remember one day we were so tired, and instead of going to bed, what did we do? We went to the beach, and we
did.
Yeah, and
it was the last day. It was after the last
days. And it was like awesome because we just supported each other, and
like, we're gonna get through this.
Yeah,
we just gotta keep going.
Days or nights, should I say, were so long, and really, I felt blessed to be with Vannessa because she was really supporting, and I think we helped each other a lot.
Yeah, me too. I felt the same way because she got cast. I think after like 2 weeks that we were filming already, right? I can't remember. And there was initially another actress I had got that, like, she couldn't do anymore, and I just thought that was the end of it. I was like, oh my God, we're never going to get through this. And then here comes this angel. And I was like, yes. And then she was there. We understood each other and we supported each other. So that was an even bigger blessing. So everything happens for a reason. So I'm glad this was the actress that was supposed to be in it.
Oh, thank you. Which was funny was that the first day we met, we were wearing the same color.
Yeah, we were wearing the same color.
Orange fluo.
Yeah.
Did you say fluo? Like, you know, like a flashy orange. And that was funny because we were really wearing the same color. And we have a backstage picture on Instagram, by the way.
So how did you all become attached to the project? Like, how were you introduced to the film and asked to be a part of it?
I think Millie had reached out to me and she told me that she had this project and story that she wanted to do, and I read it and I really liked it because I really liked how it kind of dove into the psychological mind, and coming from psychology background, it immediately captivated me and it captured my attention. So yeah, that's how I got into it. And then we went to Utah to shoot the short film, and it came out great, came out phenomenal, and I was like, yes, we could do this into a big movie at some point.
As for myself, I submitted. I was on another set, and I received an email from Millie. Can you tape yourself? And I was like, in the middle of that was like our 2 last days. We were in the desert. It was so warm and so intense, and I was jet lagged because I just flew back from Paris. So I told her I can't do it before Monday because we are wrapping a movie and I have like a lot of scenes. So I don't see a moment where I can do it. And she was like, yeah, but I need it as ASAP. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to do it when we wrap. And when I went back home, I was so exhausted. And jet lagged. I was like, oh, no, I'm not gonna do it. And then I took a nap and I was like, hey, come on, wake up. Like, it's just like what you love to do, and you're like just gonna turn down on an audition. So I just taped myself by myself. I recorded the makeup artist on the other movie so that she would give me the cue lines, and then I played it and I acted in front of the camera, and I had 3 scenes, I think, and then I sent it. And then 2 days later she booked me, and she was like, okay, in 2 days you have to be here. And we're starting. Like, what? 2 days to get ready to play a detective? Really? And what about the accent? And she told me she wanted me to keep it because we could not identify where I was from with my accent. And it's funny because now that I'm looking at myself, it's like my English is better now, and it will be better in 1 year, of course, and in a couple of months too, because now I'm back here. But it's always like, oh, I'm listening to my accent, I'm like, oh, I would have liked to work on it a little more, you know. Anyways.
So tell me just a little bit about your characters and how you all prepared for those roles, because they were both pretty intense roles.
I did a lot of research. I read a lot of books. I kind of like I said, I come from a psychology background already, so I just did more focus on forensic psychology because I do talk about it. And I also did research on kidnapped and domestically abused women and torture and serial killers and what it's like. I have documentaries and just watching I guess people's videos and what it feels like to be that, and yeah, just a lot of that stuff and more stuff. I don't even remember anymore.
How about you?
So with my 2 days, I did 2 things. My first thing was suspenders. I don't know why, but it was like I have to wear suspenders for this role. It makes me feel like a detective.
Right?
Yeah,
the costume,
right?
Yeah, it does.
So I was like, I need that. And what was funny is that when I wrapped that other movie, the action movie, I drove back a car to the renting car location. Car rental. And I found suspenders in that car, and then I had to go home.
That was a sign. See, she was meant to do like he's saying this.
I used them for the tape, and then when she told me I booked them, I was like, I'm gonna use them, and I used them in the movie actually. I was wearing those that I found in the car, so that's one thing. And the other thing, it was like research on the internet, and I found a website that was funny because it was like, I think it was from CSI or something like that, from the series, and they have a website where you can play to be a forensic and
that's cool.
Yeah, they give you all the functions, and for me, like, all this vocabulary was new for me, so I needed to go into that research, you know. So, and I wanted to know like how they do their research, like how they touched things, like what do you call it, like what's the name for things that are proofs, but
Oh yeah, evidence.
Evidence, yeah, sorry. Like, so all of these things, like where you need the gloves, and I looked for all those details, and this website especially was really helpful, because that was like a game, and they gave you some clues, some questions, so it was testing, it was playful. So that's where I did part of my research.
So, congratulations, Vannessa, on your Daytime Emmy nomination.
Thank you.
For East Los High.
Thank you.
So, what has it been like kind of juggling, I know you're filming the 3rd season of East Los High, and also, promoting the film, so what kind of struggle has that been?
I just finished, I just wrapped last week, and I actually have another project that I'm preparing for that I start shooting on Saturday. So with the Emmy nomination and like doing interviews and then flying over here and doing more interviews, like it just feels like a bunch of interviews all the time. It hasn't really set in. I think I need sleep and a vacation, so if anybody's down, that would be nice. But everybody's ready. It's been cool, but you breathe a lot. You just have to take moments to breathe.
Okay, so last question. What's next for both of you? Where can audiences catch you next?
I have a movie right now on Netflix that just came out. It's called Misfire. It's an action film. And then, of course, on East Los High, it's on Hulu. It's a Hulu original series. And then I have another project, but I can't say yet until after. But keep following me on social media, Vannessa Vasquez, with 2 N's, Vannessa, and 2 S's.
What about yourself?
So I have a film coming out on May 26th, presented by Lionsgate. It's an action movie with Tom Sizemore and Vivica Fox. That's the one actually I was shooting when Millie contacted me. Yeah, so that's funny because it's coming out just after Sorrow. So this is Lionsgate Digital, and then I'm gonna shoot some new movies in June. So yeah. That's what's coming out, yeah.
All right, well, congratulations again, ladies. Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.